Hey everyone, welcome back to the weekly entertainment bubble. I'm your host and my highplains.com correspondent, Aaron Rosas, and today we are talking a lot about the Grammy nominations in music. So I brought in my pal, David Gay.
Hi everybody. Wait, you already wanted to mute me? That's
I know,
rude.
he was already muted.
I think she was preparing for when I start talking about fish.
Yeah, sorry. I accidentally muted David. It's fine. Everything's going to be okay. But I brought David on today because we are going over the Grammy nominations. There was a lot of snubs and a lot of surprises. Happy, sad. How are you feeling about the nominations?
It's funny because the other day, whenever I saw that those nominations were coming out, I Googled what people expect to be nominated for Grammys, especially for Album of the Year, because it's my favorite category. And basically what was expected to be nominated for Album of the Year was nominated. So that wasn't a surprise. A lot of Grammy mainstays on there.
Everyone's talking about Beyonce already.
Absolutely.
Because she's huge in the Grammy organization. She's won a lot. She's been nominated a ton of times.
Mm-hmm. Well deserved. She absolutely should be.
She is. Do you think she's at legendary status yet?
Oh, she's been a legend for years.
She's been a legend.
I'm biased because I'm from Houston, but yes, she's been a legend for years.
Yes, to Houstonians, I'm sure she's a mess. She's been a legend forever. So she only needs 3 more, which we were talking about this. We don't know who this is. She needs 3 more to tie the record of most Grammy wins. So she's up there, and she tied Jay-Z as well, right? She tied her husband for most Grammy nominations. Good for her. Powerhouse couple, clearly. But the one that I'm most excited about is ABBA.
Okay.
So
that album.
Love album. Yeah.
That album was on some of those lists, which kind of surprises me. Kind of, not letting the re-recording of Red by Taylor Swift in there. Yes. But I mean, it's on brand, with the Grammys embracing an act that has been gone for a little while and coming back with new music. They've done that before. They did it with Steely Dan in the early 2000s. I mean, they have a chance to do really well just because it's just so on brand for the Grammys.
Well, the thing I like about ABBA is they will never be one-hit wonders, obviously.
Sure.
They've been huge. They're Swedish, right? Or Danish?
No, I believe Swedish, but we might have to fact check on that.
Yeah, I'll double check on that.
I will.
But I know that they have so many hits. Mamma Mia, Dancing Queen. There's a list of hits that go on and on. They know what they're doing. And to me,
that's an understatement of the year.
They know their whole careers. They knew. I mean, I'm sure at the beginning, it's rocky. But for the most part, I feel like ABBA knows what they're doing in life. Good for them.
They are Swedish.
I
was right. My brain works.
In Sweden, there's like a whole museum for ABBA. Yeah. So good.
So just to go over the Album of the Year nominations, because it's my favorite category, because I'm a music listener. I love listening to albums. So ABBA.
Okay.
We have Adele, which is on brand, right?
Yes.
Bad Bunny.
On
Beyonce. Obviously, we already talked about Beyonce. Brandi Carlile. Who is
she's
fantastic.
Good. She's really good. Yeah.
Coldplay.
Okay.
Harry Styles, Kendrick Lamar, Lizzo, and Mary J. Blige.
Okay. The one that surprised me is Mary J. Blige.
Same.
Everyone else they're great. They're of the moment. Their music is massive. Harry Styles is huge. Yeah. Every single song he ever does right now, it's going to get on the radio. I mean, same with Taylor Swift. It doesn't matter what Taylor Swift does. Her music is going to be talked about. It's going to be on the radio. Bejeweled. Her newest stuff, though, you said it did not qualify, right? For this year.
So the deadline for the Grammys is August 31st.
Okay, so it would not qualify for the 2023 Grammys.
No, but the re-recording of Red did.
Okay.
And as she got nominations for that 10-minute All Too Well.
Jeez.
And
that's right up your alley. You love like the longest dance breaks,
that's
whatever
short.
you want to. What do you call those when they're like 15 minutes, just jam sessions?
Yeah, just jams, dude.
10-minute jam session.
I was driving home last night listening to a 25-minute AC/DC Back by Fish.
See, I can't get into that at all. The thing is I have the attention span of like a goldfish.
Sure.
So I feel like I need a song that's going to grab me right away. Mm-hmm. But I do understand the intrigue of a 10, 15, 20-minute kind of dance, whatever.
So some of the other categories that I usually look at, because based on the kind of music I listen to, I love the best alternative album category, because it's kind of where like the indie rock and other kinds of artists are there. This year, Arcade Fire is nominated, as they always are, even in the midst of some sexual misconduct allegations against their lead singer. Big Thief is nominated, which I think I told you before we started recording a couple of days ago. That is one of my albums of the year. If you haven't listened to the Big Thief album this year, that has a really long title, I would highly encourage it. They're a stellar live band. They put on some stellar concerts. They have some stellar music. I would highly recommend them.
I'm just trying to get some images of some of these people, just because I do not know a lot of the bands. I know Arcade Fire. I do. So this is Big Thief.
Yeah, Big Thief.
Okay, and they are nominated in the alternative
music category. They're kind of indie rock, have some country influences and stuff like that. They put a double album out earlier this year, and they're absolutely stellar.
I'm trying to get with it, so I'm just Googling.
And then you have Bjork.
Okay, I know who Bjork is.
And then you have the Yeah Yeah Yes, who came out with a new album this year. That was pretty good.
I like Heads Were Rolled by the Yeah Yeah Yes and Maps. I went through a phase where I was going through a huge Yeah Yeah Yes phase. Yeah. And it was just all their music.
The album that they put out this year was good. There's a song that leads off the album with Perfume Genius that blew my socks off.
It's really good.
It's really good. But the rest of the album didn't really connect with me. It was good. It wasn't great, but that song is special. And then the last nominee for Best Alternative Music Album is a band called Wet Leg, and they're a duo.
Wait, what are they called?
Wet Leg.
Wet Leg. I've never. Okay.
And they are a new band, and they are. It's kind of hard to describe them. They're definitely alternative, and they're a rock band. They have witty lyrics, and they've rocked the indie scene for the past year. So I am really glad that they are getting some recognition from them, or from the Grammy board.
I think you might have to put a list of alternative music that I need to listen to together.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I know Bjork, Yeah Yeah Yeahs, Arcade Fire. I know those bands or musicians.
Sure.
But I'm not familiar with, I think you mentioned too, like Goose. Was that?
Well, that's a part of my snubs.
Okay.
So we'll get there in a minute. But Wet Leg was also nominated for Best New Artist. The Best New Artist category is messed up. They have really bizarre limitations for that category, but I'm glad Wet Leg's being honored with a nomination there. Also, Molly Tuttle's was nominated for Best New Artist, and she's taking over the bluegrass scene. She had an album this year where she played with the folks like Billy Strings, other major artists in the bluegrass game. So she's really good too. There's other artists that I want to shout out who were nominated. Turnstile, which put one of my favorite albums out in the past few years. They were nominated in some of the rock categories. The War on Drugs was nominated for Best Rock Song for Harmonia's Dream. Now that I also think that's a snub, because I think they should have been nominated in more. The band Spoon from Austin, Texas, they were nominated for Best Rock Album. I could also argue that they should have been nominated for Best Alternative Music category, but it's neither here nor there. Lucifer on the Sofa is the album. That was really good. Rosalia was nominated. Yonder Mountain String Band was nominated. The Punch Brothers were nominated. And Jack Antonoff was nominated for Producer of the Year.
Okay, I think the one that I really know is Måneskin, which they are nominated. I listened to a lot of their music. I saw them on a lot of Eurovision shows, and they were on the song contest, I believe.
So that's new to me. I've never heard of them.
You didn't? Okay, so they're a band. They're really great. It's, I believe, there's 4 of them. So bass player, drums, just like most bands. But I think they're really good. And they were on the Eurovision Song Contest. I believe they won it. And that's how they got known. So they do a song called Beggin', and it was a huge hit. It got on the radio. Then they started doing interviews, which I watched. They're very alternative and retro looking. I think, let me see if I can pull up. Sorry, this dumb curse.
No, it's what's interesting about the best new artist category this year is that there were some that I had never heard of.
Okay, which is, you're such a music buff, so it does surprise me a bit when there's something.
Wow, so they are retro.
Yes,
oh my
they're
gosh.
they have very specific looks. They coordinate, they match, they have a sound. It's very rock and roll. Okay. So I think that's the one band I did know on this new artist nominations. Yeah,
and you were talking about snubs earlier, and some of the snubs that I had, Big Thief, I think should have gotten more. I think their album, especially the song "Time Escaping," should have been nominated. It's just some really stellar music. I really enjoyed from this year the band The Smile, which is Radiohead's side project that they just started this year. And I think they should have been nominated because Radiohead, they've been around for a while, and you would think that they would have some clout with the Grammy board. And I think they should have been nominated. And then what you brought up earlier, the band Goose. They were not so how the Grammys work is that you have a short list, right, of songs that make various categories, and then folks choose what's nominated from those short lists. Goose, the band, released that they were on the short list for a couple of categories. And I believe it was like Americana Roots song, which is weird because they're a jam band. But the song that they were nominated for, Hungersite, is one of the best songs of the year. And I really think that was a snub. But it's cool that the Grammys were like, oh, this band has good enough music to be on the short list, I mean, Fish has only been nominated for one category. So, I mean, Goose is kind of in the same vein of that. Goose is actually on tour with the lead singer of Fish right now. So
I did ask you when the last time your favorite band Fish was nominated, which you said early 2000s.
2001.
Right? 2001.
Yeah, 2001, 2002.
You never know that with ABBA, there's hope for all of these other bands or all of these musicians who were really big in like the 90s or 2000s, and then it just come out with something incredible and new, and then there you go.
But if you haven't listened to Goose, you should listen to Goose.
Okay, I'll listen to Goose. Let's talk about this Taylor Swift Ticketmaster drama.
Absolutely.
So there's reports, and I would say these aren't just reports. People have experienced it. Everyone is just forming together to get these Taylor Swift tickets, right? Yep. Huge, massive audiences want to see her on tour, her Eras tour. Ticketmaster reportedly went down. People were having to wait. Of course, angry customers. And a lot of representatives are saying that Ticketmaster's not, that they are just a monopoly.
Yes.
And that it's ridiculous that you have to go through Ticketmaster and pay these additional charges to get tickets to your favorite artist. So there's a lot of, so I want to give a specific quote. There was Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez. She basically said there are monopolies. A merger with Live Nation should never have been approved. I mean, you go to a ton of shows. So I know that Ticketmaster is probably on your browser 24/7. Have you had these major issues with this company, like trying to get tickets?
Yes, I have. It's funny because obviously nothing that I've done, I didn't even put my hat in the ring for these Taylor Swift tickets. I knew that
you didn't you're like, I'm not going to bother.
No, it's a good tour. It's a great tour. There's some great support acts. Taylor Swift's gonna kill it. But no, I didn't throw my hat in the ring on this. However, every year when Fish tickets go on sale, it's usually through Ticketmaster, and it's the same thing. You have thousands of people in the queue. You have to wait hours. You have to have multiple screens up because a lot of the tickets go on sale at once. So if you want to go to more than one show or more than one location, you have to have multiple browsers up to make sure, okay, I can get a 3-day pass at Deer Creek or a 4-day pass over at Dick's Sporting Goods Park in Denver. But you can't have them on the same thing. You can't, it's a mess. And then when you're in that pre-sale or in that sale, you go through the queue, and a lot of tickets have been bought by bots who scalp them and go to resale sites and jack the price way up. I mean,
I definitely could see that.
It's tough. It's tough to get a ticket on the day of the sale. So I feel for these Taylor Swift fans. A good buddy of mine, she lives in Fort Worth, and she had to get tickets in Houston for Taylor Swift because the Arlington show was such a mess. So, hey, at least she gets to go to my hometown, but it's a mess.
Well, it was really like a Ticketmaster meltdown is what they're saying. And then I did read about that. This isn't the first time that Ticketmaster has had issues. They've been having it for a really long time. 1994, Pearl Jam reportedly sued them because of all of this, the dysfunction of it all. And which I did not know about. Obviously, I don't go on Ticketmaster a lot and get a lot of, I think I've been on Ticketmaster to get tickets twice, and that's it. And so comparatively to you, it's completely the opposite, because I know I see you all the time on there. So yeah, they filed that complaint in 94. And I think a lot of customers are obviously really upset at the fact that, and then how much, let me ask you, because I'm not on as much as you.
Sure.
How much are usually the fees? I know it depends on who you're going to, but is it ridiculous, like additional fees?
Let's say, I don't have the specific numbers in front of me, but expect to pay at least 25 to 35% more than the ticket price with fees.
Are you serious?
Yep.
That is crazy.
So $60 ticket, $70 ticket, you're paying at least $110, $115.
Well, I saw what's Courtney Love's, this is so bad, from Nirvana. Oh my gosh,
Kurt Cobain?
Yes, that is so bad. That is so embarrassing that I didn't know. Kurt Cobain is a genius. So I saw something where Nirvana in like the 90s was being interviewed, and they were talking about ticket prices.
Yeah.
And someone said that Madonna, the interviewer said, guess how much Madonna charges for a ticket? And, the band's like, how much? And they said it was $70, I think, at the time, which now is not bad. Adele was charging like $600 to $1,000, ridiculous prices. And all their jaws dropped. Yeah. They're like, $70, we charge $15. Mm-hmm. So I mean, it's a massive change.
Yeah. Bands like that want to, reach their group, their audience. And yeah, it's a mess. And I don't know.
Here's who I feel for. I feel for you, man.
I don't know how much things are going to change, though, honestly, because it's like that's one of the only avenues to get tickets for some of these shows, right? Unless you want to go resale. So if people continue to do it, continue to buy tickets through Ticketmaster, I mean, the demand's still there.
I think it's definitely ridiculous. Because you get NFL tickets are on there too as well, right? So that's a whole nother situation. So Taylor Swift, if you want, I know one of our coworkers, Jonathan, he was a photog here at KAMR. Yeah. He was online ready on Instagram, showed what he was doing to get these Taylor Swift tickets. Good luck to whoever wants.
He and I were texting.
Were you like live texting?
Yeah.
I'm not a Swiftie and that hardcore Swiftie enough to go and try and get these tickets. I'm good. Maybe ABBA or Stevie Nicks.
She's going on tour with Billy Joel. Yeah, she's playing stadiums with Billy Joel.
Okay, see, now you're talking my language. Now I want to go on and get some tickets.
For the Taylor Swift tour, though, there's a lot of support acts that I would love to see, like Haim and Phoebe Bridgers, Girl in Red's on there.
And she grabs them from like each city, right? Yeah. Different cities. So it's not just one.
So it's a special tour, and once the tour dates come and people get in, Because I wholeheartedly believe if you go to a show, if you are wanting to go to a show, you will find tickets either through resale the day of or something. For those folks who are going to these shows, man, they're in for a heck of a time.
Yeah, definitely a heck of a time. Have fun at the Taylor Swift concert. We will be here just watching things on YouTube and seeing who's surprised. Because remember her last tour, she kept bringing people out. Like, what is going on? So I wonder if it might be something like that where she has, because a lot of celebrities are taking their kids to Taylor Swift concerts.
Yeah.
So I want to see who she brings out. I think that's one of the best surprises about her concerts.
So next time Fish tickets go on sale, maybe we should do like a live video of me trying to get tickets and showing like the issues that I have. It's going to have an explicit tag though, because I used a lot of 4-letter words.
Also, okay.
Because I'm so frustrated.
You're really
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, well, we'll see how it goes. I mean, they need to fix their stuff then.
Yeah,
because
they really do.
And if it's not categorized and not easy to navigate things on there, that's a whole nother situation. Okay, do we care about this next thing I'm about to bring up? Honestly, Pete Davidson and Emily Ratajkowski. I don't know if we care anymore.
Good for him.
David.
Good for him, dude.
So he's been spotted with model Emily Ratajkowski. They reportedly are seeing each other now. I say that I'm like, do we care? I care, and I hate that I care because he is just going all over the place. He's been with Ariana Grande. We've talked about this before on this podcast. He's been with Ariana Grande, recently 9-month relationship with Kim Kardashian. Sadly, I cared about that too. So,
this is more your style than mine. I'm just saying,
love the gossip of
there
it,
are some. He's dated some beautiful women. So
yes, absolutely. And then so here are the latest pictures of him with Emily Ratajkowski at her New York apartment. There are reports that he had gone to her apartment. They came out, they saw the paparazzi, and she went back in, and he drove off, I guess, to come out at a different time when the paparazzi weren't as, But I mean, I guess if he's happy, I don't know.
Exactly.
I don't know him. So I don't know. I like all of this stuff.
Sure.
Howard Stern. Do you listen to Howard Stern?
I don't. No.
Okay. There's, Howard Stern kind of has a big head, but like he definitely said that he predicted this.
Jersey. Wanted to call and talk to you.
I don't know if he predicted
your
it though.
Buddy Pete Davidson supposedly dating Emily Ratajkowski, one of your favorites.
Well, I don't want to come off with a big head here, but everyone's looking at me going, you predicted this on the air, Howard.
Yeah.
Let me play this for you. I was thinking Pete Davidson could go out with Emily Ratajkowski. That beauty.
Now, there you go. There's another woman. She was just here not too long ago talking about her book, and now she's getting a divorce.
Yeah, so I don't know. I guess you could say he predicted it, but Howard Stern, I like listening to his podcast because he has super famous people who I absolutely love. I love that he brings gossip. He's not afraid to ask questions that I would 100% be afraid to ask. And I think he warns these celebrities and they know what they're getting themselves into when they go on his show. They had Emily on there. Mm-hmm. And she was just basically promoting all of her stuff. She just got a divorce. So I think a lot of people could see this coming just, from a mile away. He's on to the next one. So we'll see how that goes.
I guess they like funny people. And I find,
we were debating about that.
I think Pete Davidson's funny.
I think that should be our Facebook question of the day next week.
What makes Pete Davidson so dateable?
What makes him so? And we were all. One of our anchors was like, our morning anchor Ro was like, "Oh no, I don't understand. He's not that funny." And there were some other people in the office that were like, "He is funny. That's why he's getting all these women."
Yeah.
And so that isn't a debate in itself. So that's going to be our Facebook question. But I think I had to talk about this just for a second. 100%. I had to get it off my chest.
Sure. I get it.
So the holiday season is approaching.
Ring-a-ding-ding.
Ring-a-ding-ding. And so the thing is, I already know you're probably going to... Does Fish have any holiday songs? No.
No comment.
Do they really? Or they don't?
Well...
They're not the Mariah
do you want me to go on a tangent?
No. Okay, go ahead. Go on your tangent. I'll cut it out if I need to.
They have teased some holiday songs in mid-jam. So like in their songs
So
like
they're in the middle,
closer to like December.
Okay.
They've played songs, whether it's You Enjoy Myself, and then in the middle of the jam they start singing The Little Drummer Boy. That has happened, which is one of my that sequence. I would say the You Enjoy Myself and The Little Drummer Boy is one of my favorite Christmas songs of all time.
I actually think I might like that.
You would love it. Everybody would love it.
If you're going through your song Rolodex and then just in a couple songs you add Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas, that should work.
That show day, just for folks who are watching, December 2nd, 1999. It can be found on YouTube, the Re-Listen mobile application, Live Fish, anything like that. It's a time for sure. The holiday season hasn't started until you listen to Fish sing The Little Drummer Boy.
Nice. So here's some stuff on the High Plains here in the Amarillo area. This is winter things to do. So you have Lindsey Sterling coming on November 19th.
And one of our anchors, Jack Kessler, he recently talked with Lindsay, and that's on myhighplains.com.
Awesome. And so you have, what is it? Mannheim
Steamroller. You've heard Mannheim Steamroller?
It's too far. I can't see the double in.
They're like
They're awesome.
Christmas to a T, dude.
Mannheim Steamrollers. You have a drag Christmas show that's November 29th at the Globe News Center for the Performing Arts. You can go see that. That's a whole situation here in Amarillo, you guys. MyHighPlains.com has a whole article about the controversy about these drag queens coming to Amarillo. If you want to read more, our mayor actually talked about it. I don't know if you want to speak on that, David.
I'm good.
Yeah, we're good. We're just going to leave it there.
My favorite, I don't know if you're going into this, my favorite holiday event is the Electric Light Parade.
So right here, Center City of Amarillo is having their electric. That's December 2nd.
It's dope. It starts at 6:00.
Cool.
On December 2nd. And I'm basically on that day going to leave work and go straight downtown because it's going to be full of folks. There's going to be a bunch of awesome floats from members of the community. And then in the past, I don't know if they're doing it this year, so this is speculative, but usually after the Electric Light Parade, the city lights up its tree in front of the Civic Center. So nice. I'm a sucker for Christmas. I was born on Christmas Eve.
Love Christmas.
So I love it. So that's one of my favorite times of the year, seeing the Christmas tree light up because I'm a hokey person. So
we have Christmas with the Beatles, December 9th.
Oh, man.
December 9th through the
actual
11th,
Beatles are here?
Nutcracker. No, it's not. You wish. Can you imagine? Can you imagine them in Amarillo, Texas? They'd be like, what is going on right now? Oh gosh. That was the best accent.
That was great.
The Amarillo Symphony, Happy Holiday Pops. So, and then on myhighplains.com, there is a ton of different links where you can go on and see. We have museums here. We have cannons, all of the stuff in the area where you can check and see if there is any events going on in the area, which I love this list because it's very easy access to see. I think definitely the Lindsey Sterling thing I'm excited for.
That's pretty dope. Like I said,
really good.
My favorite is the Electric Light Parade, and it'll be cool to see downtown like that. I do have to ask though, speaking of Christmas, what's your favorite Christmas song?
That's probably, you already know, it's everyone's favorite Christmas song, Mariah Carey. Also, the greatest thing you ever showed me from Mariah Carey, you guys, is on her Instagram.
Yeah, that was dope.
Where she is on a Peloton bike in a witch's hat for Halloween. Then the next day it shifts right after Halloween to Christmas, basically saying she's a queen of Christmas. She celebrates it right after Halloween is when she starts.
Same.
There's a whole debate about that as well, when you should start doing decorations, putting up Christmas trees.
My tree's up.
For me, I'm very realistic. I'm a Christmas person. I love it. But like now it's probably so we're like the 18th. So I feel like now I'd probably be okay with putting it up now.
My tree has been up for a week and a half.
Okay, let's go to sleep because that's ridiculous. I know it's not that bad, but I think the thing that bothers me is when you celebrate it the next day right after Halloween.
Oh, I started listening to Christmas music the day after Halloween.
Oh my gosh, we did ask that question on our Facebook page as well. Yeah. When do you start listening to Christmas music? And we put it on, I think, the first week of November, and a lot of comments were like, we're already in the throes of it.
Well, I mean, the world sucks right now, dude. So just get a little hope, get a little fun
holiday
and cheer. Exactly.
Yes, I'm excited for Christmas. We're about I would say a month and a half out, right, till Christmas. So
a little bit.
Yes, thank you, David, for joining me, recapping all things Grammys. I know that's one of your favorite topics.
It really is. And just to recap, listen to Goose, listen to Fish, all the normal stuff.
Yes. I think get into it. Prepare yourself for the Grammys. Listen to some good music. And I will see you guys next week. Have an incredible weekend. Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.